Good morning, welcome back to my channel, Begin, Living Like a Boss. My name's Milt and this is May the 30th of 2024. Nice early morning. Well, it's not really that early anymore. It's probably 9 o'clock, a little bit after, but it's going to be a nice, pleasant day. So I figured we'd just get back on putting a little bit more effort into this old D4 Army Cat. And I'll walk you around, just show you what we got to do for today. First off, I've got this cable framework for the Laterno blade lift. I'm gonna pull the pins out and dismantle this a little bit, pull it out of the road. Now that I've got the engine back in, it's just proven to be a little awkward. It's going to be in the road, getting the clutch back in, getting the final drive back in, and getting the main clutch in, of which is going to be down here. Before I get that main clutch in, I did reestablish these grease nipples. Cleaned out those holes, put those new nipples in, and pumped grease into the throw-up bearing, which is down there. And I got that cage to hold the bearing back in place. But what I got to do is block the flywheel somehow and torque up those big bolts and fold those fold-over locks in. And then just clean up the shaft here, and we'll be ready to install inside. Maybe clean out and lubricate those bushing pockets on either side where the throw-out mechanism lives. And first off, for this removal of this arm, is to pull the nails out of these big shafts, big pins. There's another nail over on this here pin and a huge nut. I'm going to pull those two pins and bolts out. And of course on this side, there is another big spike driven through a huge castle nut. Looks like original equipment. I'll use the Clark, tie it onto the top part over there, and that whole top mechanism should lift out of its place, leaving this C frame on the bottom in place. I'll just drag it out of position after I remove the top part. Over here in the parts pile is the main clutch. So I'm going to clean that up quite a bit and break it all down. Well, not all down. I'm not going to take all the pins apart. I'm just going to take it apart so I can get the center disc from in between the two pressure plates, and see what it looks like, clean it all up, put it back together, and then install it as one unit in the back of that cat. Time permitting, I'm going to take this pony motor and get it up on a bench somewhere and strip it down. We'll go into detail once I get it up on a bench, but the main bearings, I think the dowel pin and the main bearings have come out and possibly need new bearings because of excessive crankshaft end play. Pretty nice little nail. Might straighten that out and reuse it. What do you think? Leave that bend in the end. Piece of, well, it's a machine piece used for a spacer. It's got a keyway in it. And that comes out pretty nice. So we got all that together. This corner is free. Now we'll do the other side. Well, that one broke. There's the whole spike. Might need a new one. Boy, that is solid. That's not wanting to turn out of there. It almost feels like it's welded, but it can't be. So, we'll get the hot wrench on it. Maybe one more heat cycle. It is turning. It's turning under protest. It's squealing. got her on the run, but it's going to be a tough one. You might say that was a pretty tough nut. And there's the bolt. Man, that was a workout. Okay, moving on to the rear of this framework. We got a bent nail in there and we're just gonna zip it off with the angle grinder. Sort of like that. Hopefully we didn't spark up the camera lens. There's one bolt. Okay, there's the nut off. I'm going to leave that bolt in place till I get the Clark lined up and pulling up on the top of the A-frame. Well, the forks aren't long enough, so it's off to plan B. Here comes plan B. So far so good, it hasn't fallen down. Well, there we have it. We got that Laterno over frame pulley cable pulling frame off the whole entire machine. So that opens it up quite a bit. Now we can walk around close in on the cat. It does still have these mounting pin bosses here, but pretty minimal interference there. So then we're just going to get inside here and get after those flywheel bolts. disc is fairly worn out. I do have some better ones down in the tickle trunk, so we will probably replace that. I'm going to clean it up with a wire wheel, same as this. In fact, I got whole new clutches down in the tickle trunk that's probably not rusted, so I'll just go down and take a look, see what I got. Okay, I spent the last couple hours working at this clutch assembly. I've got it taken apart as far as I need to take it apart. Got it cleaned up a bit. I thought I might have to go to the tickle trunk and get new parts, but the way I look at it, they're used parts down there. These cleaned up pretty good. They don't have heat checks in them. It's a little on the rough side. They should be polished off with a machine shop, but there's some pitting involved. We got some pitting, but for all intents and purposes, like this machine's just going to drive around for a couple hours a year or whatever. It's not really going to be a hard worker, that's for damn sure. So I'm just going to put all the parts back together that came out of this machine. I'm going to deem them all good enough. I got these lubricated, these little spring-loaded pins that are to separate the two pressure plates. So they're functioning again, cleaned up. I blew them with air and washed them out with a little bit of Arsol and wire brush. And they seem to be working quite well. But anyway, well, that wasn't graceful, but it's in there. Well, I got that off camera. All I did was, if you can see this little piece of board I put underneath there, and it just happened to be the same height as the flywheel to the tallest part of the cog. And I just rotated in there, it just all fit in there. Let's take it out, just see if we can put it back in. There, it's out again. So I'll just get my little board here out of the road. I'll rotate this again the way I did. Pull it back. Get my little board in there. Set it up on the board. The pilot bearing slid in. And there it slid in. I can't believe it's that easy, but it is. There we go. I only have one fold over lock for these bolts. Maybe on the other side I can just double nut them. This is really hard to look at, but that's the way it was when I pulled it out. It's a rebuilt, brazed up pretty good. But I don't have another one. I thought I did, but I don't have another one. So this has to go back in. I wonder if we should actually have it so the nuts are facing down. I don't know if this should go on first, but we're going to try it out, get it on there. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. That's the brake plate. Okay, so far we got this throw-out yoke on, the plate for the brake. And I've been just working on this big yoke here to engage the clutch, and it slides in there, and I got it packed full of grease. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's coming out. It's going to work it in past that grease. There we go. Comes into this yoke here, so now it's in position. Got a little bit of extra grease here we don't need. You rattle it around enough, it does start. Okay, that's in there. And of course, none of this stuff is tight. Okay, now that's in the engaged position. pretty much got accomplished what I wanted to do today. I got that cable frame off the top of this cat, and I got the master clutch cleaned up and reinstalled and put back in place there. So a little bit of progress made today. It was a lot of greasy, grimy stuff, but we got her done. I'm going to wrap up the video for now, and we'll continue in the morning. We'll see you later. Bye for now.